Hello dear friends, Fisher here. So today we continue with our story, the part B of story 21. Okay, so now after our friends answer Bruno's question, and then nobody has intention to see Bruno as a dustbin, and then Bruno was satisfied and said, "I only ask you this question because I wanted to make you aware of what one person can load onto another whenever they thoughtlessly believe they can say, one or the other will soon help me. I don't have to contribute anything. Even if such considerations have no evil intent behind them, they nevertheless contain the demand, and that someone should be able to take away their own filth, and that they have inflicted on themselves, and that is dangerous. If I myself I am allowed to do this for one or other of the people who are seeking my help, and that is always freely granted to me by God, and the burden is burnt up. But if any of you tries to do anything like this, and then this attempt will always end up leading something bad for you. I warn you, dear friends, never occupy yourselves with what is evil, and especially not with other people's. If you really want to help, and then ask God for his help, and leave it entirely up to him as to how and in what way the necessary help will be provided. If this request for help and healing is a deep and heartfelt wish, it will be heard and fulfilled according to your spiritual maturity. This is the background reason that explains why you may never require healing but only acquire it through divine grace. People also pick up a great deal of bad things from their immediate surroundings, and even from their own family. If there is someone there who still cannot believe in the good, they extinguish the divine power that their friends or relative has received in the community hour. You see, no person who is seeking help is strong enough at the beginning to successfully defend themselves from all the evil that comes at them from their usual surroundings. That is also the reason why I kept on saying that being looked after in a healing clinic would provide the most ideal conditions for healing to run its course without disruption. In such a case, afflicted people with medical supervision will be able to give themselves over to the healing current for several weeks on end, in a state of inner calm and balance. Only when the healing, spiritual and organic, has become secure is a return, even to surroundings where people are full of doubt, no longer dangerous for the people who have been healed. I must also point out how damaging it is to someone's health to live in constant agitation. Because of this, tension develops in the body at every point that it can, and this hinders the circulation of the blood in such a way that organs do not receive an adequate supply, and so become debilitated. And this can often be the seed of future serious afflictions. When you look at it this way, you can understand why I keep on saying that all illnesses have spiritual causes. in that they come about through the degradation of a person's inner power of defense. Wow, this is like a long, three long paragraphs. So basically, Bruno talking about lots of truth. So I will try to explain it as much as I can, dear friends. So basically, first like point Bruno's making is a person, and then like in my life, like in our life, we can load up ourselves with all sorts of rubbish. So I have a very a hoarding neighbor, but he's doing great. So I've been praying for him for years, and also like I handed him over to Bruno. So I asked Bruno for help to help him. He's a very very nice guy, very helpful, like to help people, but he has his like problems like so many others. He likes to recycle, and then and end up he hoarding all sorts of like metals, like different shapes of metals and this and that, so many things, especially metals. He already got rid of probably 30 tons of metals in his backyard, like maybe in his house too and garage, I don't know. So 30 tons of metals, and then he just living in a unit like me. Okay, it's incredible. So how much like rubbish or how much like filth or evil we load up in our life, so which don't serve any purpose or any good purpose to our life, only serve a purpose to dragging us down and keep us in a dark corner in ignorance. So basically, dear friends, so you need to be very mindful of what you collect in life. You always ask yourself, okay, you want a computer or you want a car, you want a fridge and a toy, whatever, does this serve a good purpose to you? You're always going to ask yourself, what purpose does it serve before you buy? If it doesn't serve a good purpose to you, and then you probably shouldn't be buying it. And then in the case you already possess it, so I already have a computer, it's old but it's running okay, so I want to buy a new one, but I don't want to spend the money, but if I keep the old one, it's running a little slow, it's sort of slow me down. So in this case, you probably need to get a new like laptop or computer, get rid of the old, because the old one does not serve you the purpose anymore. It served you probably back to 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, when you were not very fast, and then your computer was at that peak speed too. So that at that time it served you a good purpose, and then it doesn't serve you anymore. You just have to let go, like the relationship. So back again, I'm talking about the relationship. So if a relationship doesn't serve your purpose, and at the end of the day, and then you and your partner, all of you made very positive changes, and then you did your best, and it still doesn't work, you probably should let go than dragging on it. So, and that burdens all of you, and then that based on you all of you have trying very hard and give 100%. If you haven't been giving 100%, and I urge you to give 100%. Okay, so that is the things we load up ourselves with so many like rubbish, and whether the rubbish is physical, mental, psychological, and then that's happened to our life. So we growing up, we load up like different rubbish from our parents too, from their group, their parents. So much evil does not serve us any good purpose. And also back to what Bruno say is, you're gonna help yourself, so do not expect somebody else will take the rubbish from you. So basically like not to make a very nice example, it's like I basically go and open my bowel and do poo-poo, and then like I expect somebody else to like wipe my bum. So what do you think? You think it is right? Same thing like these days, lots of I'm in Australia. Australia's recycling business is very bad, and then I'm sorry, so I have to be honest, I love Australia. So lots of Western, or maybe I should say developed countries, will ship their rubbish to the used to be China, but China like stopped like importing the rubbish like early last year, I think, or early 2018, and then now they are shipping the rubbish to Malaysia, oh, that's in the 60 minutes like a news last year. So, and others Asian countries or African countries. And then you're gonna question yourself why you should like ship your rubbish like to other countries. Why can't you recycle yourself? Okay, why should you like expect somebody else to clean yourself after you did number two, after you did the pool? So I'm sorry, I do very straightforward talking. So that's what's happened. So take responsibility for yourself, and then if you break things, and then you need to fix it. It's not like expecting others to fix like all your rubbish. Take all your rubbish and fix your problem. So you need to take responsibility and fix the things yourself. And then, especially when you have that kind of thoughts, oh, others will help me, and then like I don't have to do anything. That is a demand. Why you think you should demand from others? But why can't you demand things from yourself? When you demand things from yourself, and that's obtaining. So if you want money, go and make money yourself. That is obtaining. If you want money and then you want to get money from your friend or your mom and dad, that is demanding. So why you think you should demand? Okay, so dear friends, I'll stop here for the time being. So we'll continue with the third part.